Okay, guys, thanks for joining us here in the chat. This is the Market Beast, Napolean Macro. All right, I found a very beautiful story on the CrowdStrike Holdings Inc. stock. I would like to explore it with you all. If the thumbnail is suggesting a number, there's specifics that must happen in the chart. In other words, there's a level that must hold, or a range rather, in order for it to go to the upside to that target. So that's what we're going to do, explore in this short video. So let's get into it. Welcome back, loyal family. If you're new here, we only explore price action. Welcome in all of our new subscribers. We're going to go all the way back in time. It's a beautiful story, so stick around to the end. Let's go ahead and dive right into the charts here. Shall we? So today's December the 8th, 2021, and the current price of CrowdStrike is going to be $204.28. It's slightly negative 0.1% for the day. Okay, a little bit of ASMR, interesting analysis for you guys. All right, hope you guys are doing well. The instrument is going to be CRWD. All right, if you're long-term investing, you definitely want to stick around for this cool story. All right, here's a chart. Yes, so basically what we're looking at is pretty simple. It seems like a lot is going on, but I'll explain everything. So it's pretty obvious, right? The long-term support level. CrowdStrike had support, it found support at that level back in 2020 in March. Okay, just kind of a history. It started all the way back here, back in June 2019, June the 12th, at like $73. Okay, so pretty obvious. We're looking at the 3-day candles. It found support at that line, support, long-term support, up until it consolidated for 154 days, and it actually recently at the red circle here. So far, it is below that financial support level. This is not an ideal setup for the buyers. However, this market is still technically uptrending, and you have the critical range right here, which is going to be in between $177, even as high as $292. Now, what you want to look for is you want to make sure you're getting weekly and 3-day candles to close above a minimum of this lower line down here, $177. Because if it fails to hold this line, then it's the uptrend is probably going to be jeopardized here in the short term, believe it or not. Although it's pretty obvious that the long-term ascending line of financial support, guys, I can't make that up. It is compromised. So if you're out there long-term investing, it appears that this entire market wants to take a shift, but it's too early to call. Okay, the financial support level has been compromised. So yeah, it's really, really critical for this range. Okay, let's give the market a good solid 3 weeks. And again, you don't want to see any price action closing below this critical range. It's a critical range for a reason, guys, because it will likely jeopardize the entire overall uptrend. Although one strike has already, no pun intended, right? One strike has already been accomplished for the sellers. They've broken below the financial support level. This slightly green day does not make me comfortable. I'd much rather see a red day, because on red days, that's when the big players are actually buying. And yeah, I would actually prefer to see red days closer to this critical range. So I'm just kind of giving you, what I typically look for before I enter the market. We're not in this market. It's just a beautiful story that I actually discovered. Again, guys, red days closer to this range is preferred for me to truly understand whether or not I would actually be interested in entering this market. Now, if you see this little area up here in between 237 up to 251, this is the save the trend range. Now, what would need to happen is not only will it need to come up to this level, okay, some sort of consolidating going on, maybe a little bit of dipping more, get everyone shake up the markets, but it needs to come up to this range. Now, it cannot just come up to this range to get rejected, because that's just going to accelerate the momentum to the downside. Okay, my opinion, not financial advice, but this is how I'm seeing the story. But I truly think that there should be an opportunity here to the upside if they can turn this green light off, okay, and get a little bit closer to this critical range, do some consolidating maybe for a full week, so we can get a nice push up out of this range to the upside, potentially reaching as high as 232. I'm just going to measure from the top of the range down here. Sorry guys, the top of the range, which is at like $291, because at this level, I personally, I wouldn't enter here, guys, because I've made a vow to, well, I'm very strict. I don't like buying into a market when the market is green. I just don't like doing it. Okay, it never ends well for me. Maybe it ends well for you. Let me know down in the comment section. And yeah. All right, so we're going to measure from the top, $291 all the way up to 230. $7. See how much of a percentage increase that is. It's going to be, it's like a just over 20% move to the upside. I'd say that's pretty fair. I do think they have options. I did not check the option chain, so definitely check that out, guys. Make sure that there's no large spreads on the options there. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Again, let's give it up to summarize the video. The critical range is there on the screen, clear as crystal. The 151 days is just a consolidation from the sellers as of recently here before they made the move to the downside, which they have successfully done. Beautiful job from the sellers breaking the price down. So now I think the sellers, they have a unique opportunity here, guys. So be careful if you're long-term investing. Not a scare tactic. Just to let you know, within the next 3 weeks, there should be a move higher, but it must break above the save the trend range, preferably get back above this ascending support line. But just for starters, it needs to get above a minimum of $251 and hold its support, consolidate to literally tear to save the trend, because the longer it takes, the higher this ascending line gets away from the price. And it's kind of like, it'll get to a point where, it's just going to, it's going to be too far away from the price for it to actually break above that level in terms of how I understand price action. Okay. So hopefully you have the summarization of everything. Critical range. If it holds, we should see a nice push up, 20% to the upside. Not in a day. Let's give it a full 3 to 6 months for this entire thing to play out, assuming that the critical range can hold. And that's all I have for you, wonderful folks. Hopefully this was good enough for everyone. And if you don't mind supporting the channel before you go, that's the end of the video. By leaving an appropriate thumb, I would appreciate it just below the video if you enjoyed the content. And leave a comment so that the YouTube algorithm can promote the video on the channel. Thank you for your support. If you guys are new, we also explore the alternative markets, Bitcoin and altcoins. Kindly subscribe. Hit the bell. We'll send that out to you momentarily. All right, ladies and gentlemen, remember, always have a plan before you enter the market. Thank you for enjoying the ASMR on this interesting analysis channel. We'll talk soon. Keep that positive energy flowing. And bye for now.